Because I am whatever the fuck you say I am. If I wasn't, then why the fuck would you say I am? Always running your mouth about me to everyone that you see about me. But that shit don't faze me. Because I am what the fuck you say I am.
Yo! The boys must have left that on our channel as the promo. That's outside the box, bro.
I was expecting Pool Boy.
That's their entry. Like, I wasn't expecting anything. God, I don't know how to run that shit without my wife, and I couldn't stop it when I was like, what? But that's the outside the box promo or the intro for outside the box. I know, Kenneth.
So can confirm I've never caught the beginning of their show because that's the first time I saw that shit.
Yeah, I've never seen that before either.
Yo, that's amazing, dude. I just premiered their shit without knowing that I was premiering their shit. Okay, that's fire, dude.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's good. That's so good.
Happy fucking Pride Month.
Hey, happy fucking Pride Month, everybody.
Yes.
Happy Pride Month. You can't see it as a rainbow right here on my chest. It's in my heart.
I got something I got to admit. So back in my drug days, and I used to be a huge Grateful Dead fan. I still am a huge Grateful Dead fan. I got a tattoo of a Grateful Dead album cover when I was 17 years old on my back, and it's got a fucking rainbow in it, and I had no idea that was the pride symbol. Right, exactly. And so I have a tattoo of one daughter here, about this. One daughter here, and I'm gonna get it covered because I hate it because it's a fucking horrible tattoo. I don't care about the rainbow, but my son is going over it. It's just a matter of time. But if Sevy ever saw that, man, he'd never fucking.
Oh God, you'd never hear the end of it, dude. You'd never hear the end of it.
Cool. All right. We're starting off good. That's amazing.
That's fucking fantastic.
This is what happens when my wife leaves me unattended. So her and my son are upstate visiting his grandparents. She's doing a little family stuff that she has to get done. So she's going to see this and be like, what the fuck did Jan and Jake do to the beginning of our show?
That is so good.
It was really good.
That makes sense from Jan. I wouldn't, not from Jake though, but Jan, that's got Jan written all over it.
He must have been messing with StreamYard the other day to try to figure it out. And then and he just left it up there, but I don't know how to, I don't know how to do any of that. That my wife does all that. So that's amazing.
Bro. Unexpected. I tell you that.
It really was for me too.
Augie, not, the normal stuff, mushrooms, weed, cocaine, this the fun stuff. Nothing.
Cocaine was not fun, dude.
Yeah. Why? Look, and why? What did the boys do to me? Look at the side of Kenneth's comment is fucking pink. What is that? I've never had that ever. Like pink is not in my arsenal anywhere.
Really? I never would have guessed.
I guess we're using it tonight.
Yeah, it's on every one of them.
What the?
It's Pride Month.
It's almost over. It's almost over.
It's almost over. And honestly, like I haven't heard a fucking thing about Pride Month this year.
I haven't.
You have not been listening to terrestrial radio. I can promise you that.
I have not. I mean, but like I listen to more down the middle type stuff. And last year it seemed to be a huge deal with the Bud Light and the Target shit. None of that stuff happened this year, and you really didn't hear much about it. Nobody really. I mean, Sevy never talks.
No, from that perspective, no, not at all. But like I listen, and this is just on the radio in the morning. There's I listen to iHeartRadio just because it streams better. My fucking Jeep antenna is this big, I can't catch shit. So if I'm listening to a show I want to, I gotta listen to it on iHeartRadio and like stream it in. And every other commercial is these two gay dudes, and it's like flamboyantly gay, like it's Pride Month, and you know what that means. And then the other one starts talking, and I hear it. It's a 20-minute drive from my gym to my office, and I hear it 4 times.
The advertising they can get. and they're just taking what they can get? Because
Well, they're two guys from a podcast.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, but they're advertising like whatever liquor it is. It's like Terramana tequila or some shit like that. And it's like, what's better to take to a pride parade? Whoa, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't really attend pride parades. Not like Pat does, for damn sure. Don't laugh, Garrett. We were just talking about that.
Oh, here we go, Jeremy. Because I hadn't heard anything about it. That means it didn't happen. Of course.
Since Pat,
whatever I say is fucking gospel for everybody else.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it, Pat. You are our favorite fucking whipping boy, and you just take it in stride, dude. It's so awesome. It's so awesome.
I was not gonna start down this road, but since
No, we just talked about this. Like,
yeah, like I was like, okay, Corey's on the show, so I'm gonna start with like Iran and ICE and whatever, and then Pat gets on the show, and now my shit's pink on the screen, and
Pat brought the pink for the screen. What the actual fuck?
I didn't.
So, all right, talk to me about Target and Walmart. What's the problem? What were we talking about?
We were talking about Bud Light.
Oh yeah,
I just want to know why everybody got so upset about that. Like, what the fuck do you care if a company wants to advertise the way they want to advertise? Like,
I don't. I just don't fucking buy it. Which to be fair, I wasn't buying fucking Bud Light before that.
All right, yeah, Bud Light sucks. I mean, but I the amount of panties that got put in a fucking bunch over that, it just baffled me. And normally I wouldn't say a thing about it, but that's, you know, when you go to watch the podcast, which I love to watch, Sevy's podcast, and he's fucking talking about it for like 5 straight weeks and boycott Bud Light and don't buy Bud Light. Like, why? What do you fucking care if Target and Bud Light hired a tranny to hawk their product?
But the problem is though, is he's not trans.
Oh, the Dylan.
He's a man in drag. He's a drag queen for all intents and purposes.
What if they hired me and I wore a wig? I mean, so what?
I will hire you to wear a wig right fucking now.
No. And I will promote the shit out of that.
Fuck yes, dude. I will give you $20 to roll around with a wig as we fucking speak.
No, it was the not acknowledging that you're not a woman. Like it was for women, I can tell you how we felt. Yep. It was like, hey, this is not how, even the commercials that he did for the shit or the influencing shit, it's like, what woman do you know acts like that or sounds like that or thinks like that? Oh, I'm having my 3rd woman day and I'm crying. What the fuck? It's like we don't even cry on our periods and they hurt. We just talked about that shit for like 4 hours last week. It was like
I learned more about menstruation last fucking week. Seeing that stuff that he was posting about day 1 of being a girl, and he's like wearing a dress and skipping and shit like that. And bro, women don't do that.
See, I never even, other than what Bud Light did, and I never went to look at the guy or follow the guy or.
I couldn't help it because people were reposting his stuff when it became a thing.
If you didn't just say that, I never knew that he was doing that stuff.
Bro, it was
Bud Light's trying to find an angle to sell more beer, and it fucking backfired big time.
And they did. They tried to find an angle, and they picked the trans angle because that was the popular angle at the time. Yep. But they picked the wrong person. Like if they'd have picked Joe Ellis, or if they'd have picked like Monroe Flame, or if they'd have picked anybody other than Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think like women or the gay community or the Budweiser buying community would have gave a shit, because they're not saying that they're women. They're trans women.
Right.
And
this Dylan dude actually said, "I am a woman."
Yeah, he did. Like,
bro, you have got to go see it, dude. You've got to go see it. It is.
I mean, I still don't think it's a whatever.
I'm telling you, Pat. If you saw it, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" Because he's literally like this liberty ass 115-pound dude wearing a skirt he's clearly a dude. Like it's not like you look at Joe and you got to look 3 times and go, oh fuck, okay, yeah, no, Joe used to be a man. God, 100%. But you look at this dude, you're like, oh no, that's a guy in a dress.
Yeah.
And that's about where it stopped. He just as soon have a fucking mop on his head, I'm a gal, and just fucking running around like that. And that's the kind of shit he was saying.
Yeah,
that's the kind of shit he was posting.
He's a flaming gay guy that was looking for attention. He didn't make it to popularity as just a gay guy. So he threw on a dress and became a drag queen and said he was a woman. And the rest of us were like, fuck out of here. Like,
pretty much, fuck out of here. You're not, in fact, a woman. That's not even thing.
You triggered Jeremy.
Oh, what?
Joe is a man, goddammit.
Oh, God.
Joe's a man.
We know that she knows.
Jeremy, I really do.
We know that she knows it.
I mean, I go at him, but he's a good dude.
Who's the lesbian on the right? What's up, pool boy?
A lesbian, a golf pro, and a fucking coon ass step into a bar. Stop me if you heard this one.
All right. So I get the Bud Light thing.
Okay.
And I get why people are boycotting it, because I still think it's fake outrage. Like, what the fuck do you care if someone says they're a woman or not? Whatever. That's fine. Target was just selling clothes, right? Like that had rainbows on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And also they were selling. Wait, hold on. They were also selling bathing suits for transgender women that had like a ball and dick spot for it. They were also,
that was my problem.
They were also
Target was selling shit aimed at kids.
Oh yeah, there you go. Targeting kids.
I don't know if they're targeting kids.
I mean, there was a lot of kids shit in there at the time, but like shit I would never. And look, I'm guilty. I will say, like, when we first had him and he was like 8-9 months old, we had him like in the 2 mommy rainbow t-shirt and whatever. And if the gay community didn't start doing what the fuck they were doing, probably would have left him in it and wouldn't have cared about it. But now that it's so weird, like I'm like, I don't even care if you wear the Yankees. Like, that's how much I don't want to put him, like, wear Yankee shit. I'm fine with it. Like,
I'm gonna get you a Jeter jersey just because.
I got a question regarding that. Like, everybody loves to say, like, if you're teaching kids about gays, you're teaching them about
that was it. The tuck pocket.
All right. You're teaching kids. Go ahead.
The tuck pocket for children to go to the beach or go like what? That was so weird. You can't even say that's not weird.
It's weird. But all right, just answer my question.
Okay.
Oh Jesus, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, my bad.
That's all right.
I'm shocked.
It'll come back. Okay. So people love to say that not anti-gay people, but they're pushing the gay stuff on kids. They're pushing the gay. Why do you need to tell kids about gay people? Because it's essentially you're telling them that it's a man fucking another man. Why do you need to tell kids about a penis going in another man's ass? To which I say, well, when you're talking about mommy and daddy getting married, which kids talk about in school and teachers teach them, are you talking about the father fucking the woman in the vagina? No. Why can't it just be about someone who loves someone?
That's fair.
Why does it have to go to, if you're telling kids about gay people, you're telling them about who they fuck? That is such bullshit. It is absolutely
not laughing at you, Pat.
No, we're not laughing at you. I'm sorry. I can't let these go.
I can't stand that argument.
I get it.
I get it, Pat. It's outrage culture. It's what we live in right now, where people, they see something. Right. And they want to take it to automatically take it all the way to the extreme because this is what's going to happen next.
Target took it to their level by selling stupid shit like you just said, the weird shit with the tuck thing.
It wasn't even that they were selling it, Pat. It's that they were pushing it, advertising it, making it like a thing. Like, oh yeah, is your 12-year-old confused because he has a dick? Fuck, I got something for him. Bring it on in. Like, I'm not okay with that whatsoever.
I get it.
Like, my 7-year-old little girl is a little girl, And whenever she gets older, if she decides or she figures out rather that she likes girls and not boys, cool, all for it. But right now she's fucking 7. She likes unicorns and dogs and cats and just animals in general. And that's where we're rolling with it. Like,
And
don't push.
most of us, that's what we're saying too, is like, my kid doesn't know what the word gay means. He has 2 mommies. He knows that. He'll tell you that. And he'll look at me and tell anybody that'll listen, hey, that's my mom. But he has no idea what being gay means.
Does he know what being straight means? Probably not.
No.
Right.
No.
Because
And
he
he
shouldn't. Because it's a sexual thing. Being straight, you're talking about having sex, a man having sex with a woman. Being gay, you're talking about a female having sex with a female, or no kid needs to, like, how did you just figured out sex, right? Like, there was no, it was like, here's how you make a baby. And then questions came.
All right. But I think that it went down this road, and it obviously went out of control because people were so anti-homosexual that kids who, when they found out they were gay, were keeping their mouth shut for a long time, to the point where, and we're in the 70s and 80s and 90s now, where they would then either commit suicide or they would stay in the closet and be miserable for the rest of their lives. And people were tired of that. And they were saying, how can we fix this? Well, let's teach kids that it's okay to be whatever you want to be, but it did get out of control. I do understand you didn't have to bring it into the schools.
Well, it's overcorrecting at that point.
No doubt about it. It is 100% overcorrecting it. And it has got, just like with immigration, like, yeah, we should let people in, but it got way the fuck out of control. Way out of control. I don't disagree with that. I try to get that point across on YouTube, and everyone thinks that I want my teachers talking to my 11-year-old son about, gay sex. A, it doesn't happen in the schools. I know people love to say that it does. But B, I don't want that to happen either.
It does happen in schools, dude.
It doesn't happen at your kid's school.
And that's cool, and that's fine.
And that's fine, because that's your reality at that point. But I know parents that have gotten fucking irate because it did happen.
I hear that. Show me a video. Every fucking school has video cameras in their school, in the classroom. Everyone today, or most of them.
But bro, you think they're gonna give it to us? Unless we go capture it and go into school and be like, motherfucker.
One, Garrett. I just want to see one. I want to see one teacher saying, come here, son. Listen, it's okay if you want to put your dick in another boy's ass.
Okay, so have you seen any of the influencer videos that have come out over the last 3 years where there's it's not them talking to kids, but it's them being like, yay, I'm a they, them, and my kindergartner came up to me and asked me, am I a boy or am I a girl? And there's 8 million of those out there.
Or the ones that say, hey, I am your kid's 3rd grade teacher. And it's some jackass sitting there with 17 different color stripes in their hair, all the bangles and everything going on, and I identify as blah blah blah, and this is what I'm going to tell your kid. And there's this Six Flags hanging in there.
Jeffrey Marsh. Oh, you want a video? Here, Meg helped me out. Here. This is I don't know if you know this person. His name is Nick something, but his trans name is Lily something, and he's the dude that talks about cake pops and whatever pops, and he's at Disney World, and he hangs out in Disney World and talks to kids and dresses like Mickey Mouse and shit or whatever. Well, he was going into girls' bathrooms and taking selfies in the bathroom, right? And there were other women with their daughters around, and he's like, well, Kim Kardashian can take a selfie, all these people can take selfies, but I can't take a selfie in a women's restroom. No, motherfucker, you can't. You also can't talk to my kids. And that's what his entire platform is. This. So this is the explanation of what's happening right now. Oh shit, sorry.
Tino, it's not going to be good. The Attorney General of Florida, James Uthmeyer, is actively investigating trans TikTok influencer Lily Tino for filming inside women's bathrooms at Disney. Lily faces 5 years in prison, a $5,000 fine under criminal code,
So we've all seen the video that Nick did, gaslighting women across the world, mocking the woman and her child that he snapped a selfie of in the bathroom, the women's restroom in Disney without their consent. Yeah, that video. I bet he isn't going to be laughing or making jokes when he realizes he's facing up to 5 years in prison.
His entire content is talking to kids.
Oh, who is this guy?
Oh.
Is he a teacher?
Let me see.
Those Disney bathroom selfies got y'all real upset, huh? Saying, "Oh, Lily, you can't take selfies in the bathroom. It's not appropriate."
Oh,
appropriate. It's against the law, buddy.
Every celebrity you've ever enjoyed on screen.
that's the same dude that would video himself.
For example.
Go ahead.
Sorry. That's the same dude that would video himself like sitting down for lunch.
Yep.
Somewhere. And then he would get fake outrage because somebody would come by and say, "Yes, sir."
Misgender him. Yeah.
Misgender him.
I would throw
that
that
dude
in fucking jail in a second. Like,
but that's what it is. But like, this is the type of shit that like teachers are doing. Like, they're doing the same shit. They're like, hey, and it's so fucking weird. But they're
all
like,
right. So Jeremy loves to say, "Oh, Pat generalizes everything," because it doesn't happen in my school or it doesn't happen anywhere. Obviously, there are crazy teachers out there, and there are some fucked up things that happen. But is it happening everywhere? Or is it just like a random thing?
It's happening in enough places that people are talking about it.
I mean, if one guy shoots up a school, everybody talks about it. It doesn't happen every fucking day.
Everybody talks about it until the next news cycle rolls around.
That's right.
This shit has not gone away.
Yeah, it's a problem and it shouldn't happen, but it happens 1 out of every like 15,000 schools.
I know, but is there anything that you would say, something that happens, like you just mentioned school shooting? I will say boys and girls sports, men and women's bathrooms.
Boys and girls sports, so don't even get me going on that.
Yeah, but the question that I'm trying to ask you is there anything for you where when it happens one time, that's fucking enough?
Yes, I would throw. I told you. I think we talked about this on the last one, or maybe it was with Sevi. If there was an instance where you found a teacher who was doing what you are saying, you need to remove them immediately and make an example of them and say, this is not acceptable. You don't allow it to continue. But that's so fucking hard.
I get that, but I think what we're saying and where the disconnect is happening is that that's not happening. It doesn't just happen one time and they're like, hey, fuck this. Like a man beats a girl at her sporting event that she's been working hard forever. And people are like, this should not fucking happen anymore. Like weird teacher, you know what I mean?
No doubt. The men I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. I don't defend it. I hate it. If there was a boy playing against my 2 daughters, I'd want to run out on the field and fucking crush them. But did I tell you the field hockey team that won my daughter's state championship? Boy on the team, fucking dominant. Now my girls' team didn't lose to them; they weren't good enough, but they would have if they got to the final. And it's allowed, and I don't understand. Of course, it's Massachusetts.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But when it comes,
that's what I'm saying. There's some things once is enough,
right?
Like
once with little kids, like kindergartners and first graders. And if a teacher was literally taking selfies with them in the wrong bathroom and talking to them about actual sex, that to me is grounds for see you later, goodbye, almost arrested. And does that happen? I don't know, but I haven't heard a lot about it in my area.
Garrett, pull up Doug's. Well, not Doug, but David Reed. Can't remove because
Judge Reed. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yeah,
Judge Reed. You can't remove them because of the head of the teachers union was pushing that nonsense.
Yeah, you know what? The unions
teachers are by and large protected when it comes to that kind of shit.
You can only be protected to a certain point, and the schools can remove them. They don't have to fire them.
Here's the problem, Pat, is you're trying to apply common sense logic to something like a teachers union, which is not going to happen. It's the same reason why college professors go out there and spew all of their fucking nonsense and can tell kids whatever the fuck they want to, and they don't get any kind of repercussions for it because they've had tenure. Well, I've been here for however many years. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and it's true. You can't get fucking fired.
Hold on, I want to go to this because this is also something it's been normalized and encouraged in many cases, considered brave. And that's the thing, right? So like for so many years, and Pat, you were talking about the 70s, 80s, 90s, like you didn't want to come out because there were repercussions if you came out.
You didn't come out.
Right. And you knew like there is a possibility that your parents will throw you out. And I'm not saying there's not those still possibilities now. Like there's good people and there's people that don't accept it and it is what it is, like whatever. But kids are being taught now, like I feel like it started with the Caitlyn Jenner thing when she went on the cover of whatever and she was the woman of the year and it was the bravest thing anybody had ever seen and blah blah blah. And it's like, what?
Yes, that's a dude.
It was the bravest thing anybody's ever seen to see a dude put on a dress and makeup and take hormones and change their name. Like, it's not brave for biological women to have babies. It's not brave for biological women to have their period. It's not brave for like what, or it's not, forget that. It's not even brave for biological women to be out past 2 o'clock without a boyfriend. Like, how brave is that to do that? Like, it's either brave or stupid because so much shit can happen to you.
Yeah. I don't
Nothing's happening to a transgender. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And to teach kids that, and it's not brave for these girls to stand up to the fact that there are men and women's sports. It's brave for the boy to do it, but it's not brave for the woman to say, this shit isn't right.
Yeah, it's embarrassing for the boy to do it, and he should be ridiculed for doing it, in my opinion. And the second thing is, as far as kids should be taught that some guys like guys, some girls like girls. It's fine whichever way you go, and that's the end of it. And if you don't think that's okay, because they're going to see it, and they're going to know why, and they're, what's that? Well, some guys like guys, some girls like girls. And that's all you have to say. That it's fine, whichever choice.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I would ask you both this and your opinion on this. As far as the boys that are playing women's sports, the kids under 18, right? Like the kids in high school, the kids in middle school, whatever.
Yep.
I would ask you if you think that they're getting set up for failure. And we almost got on this topic the last time that you came on the show, Pat. But I almost feel like, yo, fuck their parents. Why are you setting them up? Like, so now they're getting all this online hate. Yep. They're getting their faces put in newspapers all over the country.
Yep.
And you're
hugely so. You know what else you're teaching them is that it's okay to just do whatever you want, and there's not going to be any repercussions.
Yep.
No, it's fine. Oh no. Oh yeah. No, just you can play with the girls. Yeah, that's fine on the team. No, that's absolutely okay. Bro, it doesn't work like that in real life.
No. And in my opinion, you're teaching them that cheating is okay because it's fucking cheating.
Yeah.
It's absolutely cheating. You did not win. You 100% did not win that legitimately, and they should know that. And you're right. You had some parents on the example I gave you on the field hockey team wearing shirts on the other teams that said something like boys can't play. You know, I mean, it got to that point where.
And that's got to suck for him.
It's got to suck for him. But, you know, he's 17 years old. At some point, at 18, you can go to fucking war. You used to be able to drink. I mean, you're not a full adult.
Okay.
You're not a full adult. I get that.
Okay.
Your brain's not fully developed. You're still stupid. I mean, I'm still stupid and I'm 50. But you have to know that this is a bad look and this is not fair to these girls. You know what? Stand up and start a trans league. Get a fucking trans league. You could probably field 3 or 4 teams in every county if the way people want to claim they're trans these days.
Oh yeah, Vindicate. Okay. Travis. Yeah. The world is tired of the bullshit. Simone Biles deleted her Twitter after the backlash of her bullshit. With her fight with
so wrong. She's so wrong.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And do you even the most liberal of liberal people, if you stand there and say, like if Brad Pitt, you know, one of the Hollywood people said, yeah, I don't think boys should be playing in girl sports, he's not going to get fucking canceled for that. I mean, he's just not. It's a legitimate, obvious, common sense take. Let the crazies get mad at him. Who cares? Let the governor of Maine get mad. Who gives a fuck about her? Fuck her. Trump, I loved Trump for that. I fucking loved that's the one of the one times I was like,
oh shit, you heard it here first. We're about to talk about Daddy Trump in a minute.
yeah,
Hold on. We're gonna get there in a second.
Man, Mr. fucking Missiles.
Papa Birch. So no more co-ed sports, little league kids. No. I'm not saying that at all. I don't think that at all. We've watched so many Little League World Series where there was a girl pitching or whatever. The difference is that most times that shit ends by like 13, 14.
Yeah. As soon as they hit puberty and you start getting that growth spurt, dude, like
yeah. There was a moment, I'll tell you this is hilarious. You guys will laugh the fuck out of me for this, but like I was like 15, 16, and by then like I'm my full size. Like I'm the same size at 16 that I am pretty much right now. And the varsity football coach for my high school wanted me to play tight end for the varsity football team at that time. And I was just like, he's like, you got the thighs of a tight end. And I was like, I don't. And meanwhile, I have like a budding basketball career, right? Like my basketball career is like totally taking off at the time. And I really wanted to play. And my grandfather was like, 150-pound boy hits you at full speed. Your basketball and softball career is over. And he wouldn't.
A whole lot of shit might be fucking over at that point.
He wouldn't. My grandfather wouldn't let me play.
Had a brain.
He said absolutely no.
Yep.
And I didn't understand it at the time. And of course, I'm pissed because like, you know, I'm fucking butch as shit. I want to go play with the boys. That was my whole entire life. And he's like, no, no.
God bless him.
Yeah, right. He was absolutely correct. Like you're not you can't go play high school boys sports.
No.
Because they're different than you.
Yep.
And that was in the 90s.
So. Big, strong, fast. That's it. It's all about injuries at that point.
Yeah.
You get hurt someone. Hey, Jethro, listen, I just want you to get your rug out and your Quran and get ready to start doing this, buddy, because that's who's about to rule your city.
The dude won the primary, man. He didn't win the fucking election. Jesus H. Christ. I think people are making a big fucking deal out of that.
Really? Because
he did win, right?
He won the primary, I think.
He won the Democratic primary.
Cuomo bailed, right?
What?
Did Cuomo bail? Did he withdraw?
No, he beat fucking Cuomo.
Yeah, he beat him. Yeah.
According to what I've read, yeah.
Cuomo didn't stand a chance. He didn't even get out there to talk. And honestly, nobody was fucking listening to him out here for any reason whatsoever.
He fucking blew it when he was
But no, this guy's weird. There was something I read about him, man. What's his name? Donnie or some shit like that. But he wants like government owned grocery stores and the minimum wage.
He is full on what they call a democratic socialist.
Yeah.
He said eliminate prisons, no cops, government owned like businesses and whatnot, like the whole fucking nine, dude.
For the record, I am for government owned supermarkets for anyone that uses government subsidized cash or food stamps. In other words, if you need food stamps, you should have to go to a certain store that sells shit and that won't sell soda, sugar, and garbage to these people, so they can't go to Stop and Shop with money from the government and buy cigarettes and lottery tickets.
Cigarettes, lottery tickets, and some fucking honey buns, dog. Yeah. I'm getting my fucking honey buns on.
Fucking honey buns.
If you need money, go spend it at a place that sells healthy shit. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, Wick, and then what the salt thing, and then he's got a thing. The thing that's going to kill us is he wants $30 to be the minimum wage. I'm like, if you're going to do that, bro, like most of us are going to be out of business.
Yeah,
there's no fucking way.
What is it in Massachusetts? It's 15, and it's like
that's what it is here too. Yeah.
So we just went to did an Alaskan cruise the beginning of last month. We got back and Sunday when we got in, we ordered lunch like to the hotel because we didn't come back till Monday. But anyway, we got DoorDash or whatever it was, and like just the delivery part of the bill was outrageous. Yeah. And I was looking at it going, what in the fuck? Why is this so goddamn much? And you go read it, and there's an itemized list, and it literally legitimately says the reason why the delivery cost itself is so much is because there's a law in Seattle that says that delivery drivers have to be paid at least, I think it was like $25 an hour.
There's an automatic tip.
And I said, let me get this straight. I could go and just drive for DoorDash in Seattle and just make $25 an hour before anything else happens.
That's right. And then you get tips.
Yeah.
Deliver food. Just show up and be like, hey, Pat, I got your burrito. Appreciate it, dog. I'm out.
And
we
I'll
have
probably
Uber.
throw you another 5.
Yeah. We have Uber
What?
and we have what's the other one? Not DoorDash, but Grubhub.
Grubhub, yeah.
Yeah. And there's an automatic tip. And I'll tell you what, like just Corey, to your point, we have to, because the amount that we have to pay to Uber and Grubhub, we have to up our price. So it costs more if you order for us on Uber and Grubhub than if you just came in the store and got your food. Like the sandwiches themselves are just listed as more on those sites. If you just come in the store, you get a fucking right.
Order ahead of time, roll up and be like, say, Garrett, where's my sandwich? You'd be like, here you go, bro.
They're like, yo.
Yeah.
$6, like get it. But if you order on that shit, it's like $14.95.
Jesus. That's the same thing what Kate's saying. Like I didn't realize it until like I run through it, okay, what y'all want, blah, blah, whatever, and then hit it and then saw what it was. And I was like, holy shit. And you go look at the itemized thing, and you're like, that is bananas crazy, dude. It's just, and I kind of feel like Pat, it's like I'm in my own bubble. And I'm well aware of the fact that I'm in my own bubble, right? But when I see stuff like that, when I go other places, I'm like, I don't understand how people live. I really, 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 really do not understand how people live like that. Like, there's no possible way I could get by like that. It just doesn't even make any sense.
Corey, how are you on time?
Oh, I'm good. I'm fixing to leave the office, but I mean, I'm on my phone, so y'all can drive with me.
Yeah, that's fine. One more thing I want to touch on Pride Month. Pause before we get into Daddy Trump. But I had a really good conversation with Joe Ellis probably a week ago or so, and I was always and you guys know this. I've said it a million times on this podcast. But when the election happened and I voted for Trump, I very much was willing to. I knew that it was a possibility that I might give up my federal marriage, right? That might go away very much.
Right.
But again, there were things for me that I just couldn't, I have to risk it.
Well, you can't reconcile it at that point.
Now, after having talked to Joe and finding out her story about, now she can't be in the military. And it was like her rights that actually got fucked up. And she's just a soldier. She does her thing. She's a very good pilot. She's whatever. And also the thing that kills me too is like, she was allowed to transition. She transitioned when it was allowed to be, you were allowed to transition. And now they're kicking her out. And for me, I was like, fuck, I was ready to give up my own shit, but I wasn't ready to give up somebody else's shit. And I'm kind of having feelings about that. I'm curious your thoughts on it.
My thought is, anybody.
Oh, hold on. Can I mute him? How do you mute him? While he's doing this thing. Okay, go ahead.
Anybody that's willing to risk their lives for their country, I don't give a fuck what you are, what you say you are, what you aren't, as long as you aren't clinically diagnosed as mentally ill. And I know Sevi loves to say, these fucking people are mentally ill because they don't think like he does. It's not true. They're not. They feel a certain way, and that's what they want to do. If you're willing to put your life on the line for your country, then you should be able to do it. Because as far as from what I hear, we need more people in the military. Now we're chucking them out.
Yeah.
Because of ideology? Fuck that.
Let me boot him for a second. Come back in when you're ready.
Give me a break.
I'll boot you. There we go. All right.
What does that mean? But they are, Olivia. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. But they are.
What does that mean? But they are?
I don't know. Jeremy World, come on, dude.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Has Pat ever served?
No, I almost did. So when I got to UMass, I thought I failed out. My father was a Marine. He served in Vietnam. I called him. I'm like, I think I did pretty shitty at school. Maybe I should get in the military. He's like, I think you should get in the Air Force. I think that's the best branch. I went down. I met the recruiter. Then I got my grades. I did a lot better than I thought, and I did not enlist. That was in 94, 95. So I did not enlist. But I almost did. I was going to.
For me, I just was like, oh, hey, babe, how you doing? Love you. I just wanted to, Corey, I'm just muting you for a second until you want to start talking. For me, when I was talking to her, I was just like, shit. Like I was thinking about my own stuff that I was willing to give up, but I didn't realize it would impact somebody else's stuff that they were willing to give up. And maybe that's naive on my part, and I accept that. But at the same time, I still do stand by it, because for me, in my mind, I'm fighting for my kid and I'm fighting for women's rights. And as much as I love Joe, and, you know, what was going to happen to her in the military wasn't a priority for me at the time, as shitty as that might sound. But having talked to her, like, she can fly, she can do her job, and she was allowed to get, like, the rule at the time was she was allowed to get a transition at that time. And if she can do it and she's physically fit to do, like, I just don't see a reason why she can't do it. And that fucking sucks.
All right. She followed the rules. So you feel like she should be at least grandfather.
Yeah. Judy, I fucking feel like that. I feel like fucking collateral damage. But when you vote,
why does it have to be collateral damage? What is the down? What is the negative? Somebody might not feel fucking. Somebody's feelings might be hurt because they're standing next to someone who might be a boy/girl. Fuck your feelings. Isn't that the world we're supposed to be living in right now? Fuck your feelings. We don't
know it is.
Anybody else thinks. Do your job and everything will be fine. Don't worry about the person next to you that is literally willing to put their life on the line for you. Give me a break. Like, this is where I don't with the conservative aspect of, you know, you want to play in women's sports as a trans person, I will fucking put you on the sideline myself. That is a no. You want to serve in the military? Are you shitting me? Please sign up. We need more people. Capable people.
The problem,
Judy, it's 100% about feelings. It's 100%. Because there's too many people in power right now that are super fucking religious, and it's against the fucking Bible to have feelings or be gay or be trans, and that's what it's all about. Has nothing to do with anything else other than that. Feelings, all feelings. Sorry, babe.
What did she say? It's not about feelings. It is supposed to be about facts, not feelings.
It's feelings. It's the same thing with gay people being in the military in the 70s and 80s. When were gays allowed to be in the military? I don't know when it was, but
we just couldn't say that we were gay.
No. I'm talking about openly gay. I can promise you.
Oh, 2011.
That was all about feelings then too. Oh my God, a gay person? Oh, I could never.
I'm pretty sure Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed in 11. Corey, are you good?
11? Think about that. Don't ask, don't tell. Okay, fine.
You know what though? But I'd rather that. I'd rather Don't Ask, Don't Tell. You know why? Because you don't need to know who I'm sleeping with.
I'm with you there.
Like, at all.
That's fine.
So don't worry about it. If I'm in the military and I'm serving my country and whatever, what I do when the day is over. Can confirm. Yeah, I thought it was 2011.
Okay, yeah. Good point. But I look at it like this and say, if you found out somebody was gay, you can't throw them out. If they didn't tell you about it, they just happened to go home that night and they were with the same sex. Of course not. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's the way we went for years.
18.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, I was in there. I was definitely in the military when that came out, because there was like a big Joseph Ramirez, what's up, dude? The Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy was repealed December 18th, 2010, when the Senate voted 65-31 to overturn it, allowing gay and lesbian military members to serve openly in the armed forces. Yeah, I figured it was in that time. But there you go. You're gonna take comments now. Nice.
I'm fucking blind, and these are my wife's glasses. How do these look?
Yes.
They look good.
Happy Pride Month.
Kenneth, you fucking love me. You know you do. Just admit it.
The training for it was 2011. Okay, so I actually had a trans man on the show. Like one of the very first episodes I ever did. Dude, Corey, I love you, but you're so loud right now. You gotta mute yourself. Can you mute yourself? There you go. Just get home and then hop back in. Do the thing. I actually had a trans man. It was one of my very first interviews. It was never live. He's just a friend that I know and he really wanted to go into the military, but he also wanted to pass the military, like pass the physical as a dude. So like whatever the physical fitness test was at the time, he wanted to pass that as a dude, but he also couldn't be on testosterone. So like, there's no way he was going to pass like 5'4", maybe 120 pounds. Like there was no way. Wasn't even as big as a 5'4" female CrossFitter. You know what I'm saying? Yep. There was no way the pull-ups were going to happen. There was no way the run was going to happen. It just wasn't.
So there's a case where he couldn't make the standard.
Right. And so he didn't get in.
Yeah. And I get that's fine.
That's it.
But he didn't get booted because he was trans, right? He got booted because he could not pass the
physical fitness test as a dude. Yeah. What's up, babe? What are you doing?
Hi.
I'm trying to wait for.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
But I only heard a little bit of the conversation, but the difference, obviously, between don't ask, don't tell, is there's no medical, there's no alterations, there's no chemical imbalance stuff that's going on. Isn't that the argument that they're trying to have? Is that when you do introduce testosterone to a woman, it changes her hormones, it changes her body, it changes her ability. And then also with men. So isn't it more of like a physical change that some people argue and say that it does make them incapable of doing a job that maybe they were initially hired to do?
What physical? If the only thing I could say is if it was proven to fuck with you mentally. Otherwise, you're a capable body at that point.
But doesn't testosterone mess with you mentally? Like testosterone's a hell of a drug, bro.
I know that I can go down to the Northeast Men's Clinic and get tested, and if I'm low, they're gonna fire me up with it. I don't think that there's any side effects.
But doesn't it? Yeah, but I mean, we've seen so many people that have taken testosterone. You know, I mean, men. I mean, we'll say men have taken testosterone, and then they have experienced a lot of mental illness. I mean, isn't in the news right now? Isn't the Liver King? Wasn't he just arrested, and wasn't he going after fucking Joe Rogan or something like that? Isn't that what I just saw?
We'd need Hiller on this one. I'm pretty sure they're using anabolic steroids which have a lot of other chemicals in them that not just testosterone. These are things that can really fuck you up. And you're right. You know, some people that are roided up will kill their fucking families. They're crazy. It totally screws them up. I'm not sure if testosterone.
Yeah, I mean, you hear the Benoit, the wrestler Benoit that went through everything. I mean, obviously it was drugs. It was obviously, wasn't it, what's it called, babe, where you get hit in the head so many times?
CTE.
CTE. Yeah, like I think it was something like that too. But like what we're saying, and I think that this is the hardest thing about every one of these conversations of like, it can't be absolute one way and it can't be absolute the other way. I think that what every conversation shows is that it is possible that it could be the right or it could be the left thinking, because there could be those cases where testosterone or estrogen changes somebody's body physically and mentally to cause them to be unfit to do X, Y, and Z. Can we all agree that it's possible that could happen? And unfortunately, when we live in a world where everybody's trying to make it so one or the other, I think we're missing that there is so much more gray area and there's more room for conversation, not just writing it off or keeping it.
Right, but Colleen, doesn't every person that enlists in the military have to pass a physical and mental test? So
I believe so, right?
Yeah, so I mean, if they pass, they pass. If they don't, maybe the testosterone fucked them up, and the doctor should be able to tell on the mental competency test.
Yeah, no way, bro.
Or what if it's a or like they would have to do another test, like if they enlist, like if Joe enlisted before she transitioned and she passed everything and then she started to transition, do they do another test? Do they prove that she can, like that's what I'm saying. I think if there's so many ways that this can be looked at, but ultimately, like if you feel like you want to serve your country, I think that that's a very big choice that not many people are willing to make.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I get what you're saying. I mean, you know, how many people in the military, when they're off duty, do drugs? You know, recreational drugs that fuck them up.
I mean that's fair.
You just take your chances at that point, like you said. If you're willing to put yourself on the line as a soldier for your nation, you know, if you initially pass all the tests to get in, I think you kind of just roll the dice and go with it.
Damn, Jeremy, what's up, dude?
Jeremy, you gotta fucking get.
What do you say? I can't. What do you say? I can't see him.
Sorry, Jeremy said the Joe Ellises of the military made it about themselves. I don't think she's one of those. If you're talking about some trans people that just started doing random trans military TikToks and shit and being weird and whatever, I saw those TikToks too. That's not Joe Ellis, bro. Like, it's not.
Exactly. Hey, Jeremy, when every single time Trump speaks and all those fucking white supremacists roll up with their masks on you love to call feds, is that the norm, or is that just kind of one of those things that just a bunch of psychos? Because that's the same situation with Garrett's talking about. Not everybody is like that. That's trans. The majority of them are pretty normal.
All right, let's get to Daddy Trump. I've been waiting for that. Babe, are you good? You don't want to hang out for this, do you? Babe? You gone? All right, my wife's gone. She's in Utica. Utica is the most like not stable internet place ever on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Judge Reed, it is not about the individual. It is about combat readiness. Again, meds and mental state impact deployment. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, sure. That's why they got to take a test to get in. Can you read?
Is Pat okay?
You don't have to take a test just to get in. You are constantly retested.
Your physical fitness
there's
test?
test. There's mental psych evaluation. Yeah, you get physical fitness tests. You get
all the
psych
time.
eval. Like that's a constant ongoing thing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, my wife was like, bye. Yeah, she was out. She was like, I don't want to hear about Daddy Trump. That's fine. That's all right.
Let's talk about Trump.
All right. So what happened? So are we? Is the war over? Are we? I feel like the war's over, right?
The Iran war?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just hope nobody that's pissed off about it that's already here decides to take shit into their own hands. I don't think Iran is going to strike us. I don't think
so. Here's my thing. I definitely voted for Trump also based on the fact that I didn't want to get into any more wars.
Yeah,
right?
that worked out well.
And he said,
hold on, Gary. He's also going to end all the other wars in 24 hours. So he said that there were 2 wars going on. Now we have fucking 4. Good job, Trump.
Okay, hold on. All right, calm down.
He's got
24 hours, like, dude, you can
say he said that.
Okay, that's fine. But have you ever said like, "Hey, I can get my wife off in like 5 minutes," and it didn't work out for you?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Right. So, dudes say that shit. That's what dudes
say. He constantly does this. He's full of shit with everything he says. So when he says something like that, it looks bad because I'm so fucking good. I'm going to, one phone call, I'll end the Ukraine-Russia war. They fucking laughed at him. One phone call and the Gaza-Israel war. It got worse.
To me, that's just all dudes. All you guys say, like, you're going to do all this shit in 5 minutes.
He campaigned on it.
I get it. I voted for it. Like, I definitely.
So
I get it.
Listen, I'm not saying it's his fault. There's nobody that could stop a war because fucking Trump. It didn't matter if it's Biden, John F. Kennedy, whoever. You're not going to be able to call these people and just stop it. They're mad, and it's all about religion with them. And when religion is involved, all that matters is their God. So people hate Jews. for some fucking reason. They all want to kill Jews. I don't understand it, but Muslims and Jews are never going to get along, and there's no president in the world that's going to be able to stop a war with a phone call.
Is it? We're 6 months.
Patrick, how did you feel about it when he said, whenever he said, neither one of them knows what the fuck they're doing?
He's right. I'm with him there. I mean, he's pissed off because yeah, because so he says
you understand? Like, he might say, I agree with you that he is saying some wild fucking shit from time to time. But whenever you catch him and he says, yeah, and when you catch him and he says, bro, neither one of these people know what the fuck they doing. You got to understand.
Oh man, damn! You just got to get home, bro.
Yeah, listen, I know what he's saying, like, but this is why you don't get involved. I mean, there's nothing you can do. There's a piece of land there that they both think that they own, that they both think that they deserve, and they're gonna fight about it until that shit's blown. That's where the nuke needs to be, and let the ocean flow in and separate it for good. You're never gonna stop that fucking war ever. And to say,
I don't see, that's what everybody's saying though. It's the never-ending war, but I'm not so sure. Is it possible that what he just did with the bunker busters, that now we're chill for a while?
Well, we might be chill with Iran, but Gaza's still Gaza. The thing with Gaza is Israel has blown that. I mean, you've seen what that looks like. They may all be gone soon, the Palestinians, and I don't know I mean, Trump, of course, made the comments about we're going to build fucking resorts there. Yeah, good luck with that. Let's see what that would be a suicide bomber haven if you put American-made or Russian-made resorts where Gaza used to stand. If we end up getting rid of 2 million Palestinians and force them out of their land, whether you think they deserve to live there or not, it's a bad fucking situation. It's bad.
What if it's not? What if America just makes it like or Israel or whatever, America and Israel just makes it a beautiful fucking strip and they just get their strip back? Does that?
Who gets their strip back? Israel?
Yeah.
But what do you think? What do you think Palestinians are going to do? You think they're going to find their way back?
So, all right. So hold on. Let's start from the beginning.
These people martyr themselves all the time. They don't care.
I get that. I understand that. But like, what was Israel supposed to do?
I'm on Israel's side. I get, like, after what happened on October 7th, I would have fucking went in there with everything I had and blown Hezbollah to Hamas to a million pieces. I get it. But here's the thing. When is it? How do you see it ever ending? These religious wars, they're just not going to end. They're never going to. I just don't see how it's going to end. Trump's not going to end it. What the fuck is he going to do? You build, make it nice and build resorts there. Every Palestinian that was forced out of there that is still alive is going to find their way back, and they're going to do whatever they can to make it a bad place.
So I read in the papers today too, there was something about the Accords, right? So like you have Dubai and what are some of the UAE, some other ones that are in the Accords, right? They recognize Israel as Israel and for the Jews or whatever. Mm-hmm. Do you think that some of these other ones, or Syria did too, right? I feel like Syria did too. But there's a couple of ones that they're hoping that are going to come on board soon because of this and just try to make it a peaceful place. Like it sounds to me like what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, what I'm watching, that they want it to be peaceful and they want it to end so that they can concentrate on their own country and not have to concentrate constantly on Israel fighting with everybody, Hamas, Hezbollah, whatever. Do you see that happening?
I hope so. I don't see it, but I hope so. Because it's a complete shit show. I just don't know how. Because there's so many people that fucking hate Jews. There's so many people in the United States that hate them. I don't understand it. Why do people hate Jews?
I keep trying to figure that out too. I have no idea, and I especially don't understand why it's like Candace Owens is off the rails right now about this shit, and I don't believe any fucking thing that she's
crazy.
How is it that Israel is controlling us. I don't even understand that. We're a bigger country with way more money, right? And way more abilities. And how the F.
And who do you think gives them their weapons?
Right.
We control everybody. That's the bottom line, except maybe Russia and China. But we control pretty much everybody. And I just don't get it. Like, if you're like a hardcore Christian, do you have to hate Jews?
Yeah.
And I know none of these people in the chat. I'm not saying that I know we got a lot of Christians here. They don't hate Jews. I just, for me, I don't understand how you could hate anybody based on their whatever religion they decide they want to follow. Anybody, Muslim, Hindu, fucking, I don't care.
Conditioning similar.
Why do you hate them? Jews don't hate anybody. What the fuck did they do? They got annihilated in World War II.
Well, I'm sure they hate somebody because they got annihilated. But I've also heard the thing too where like Jewish people, they're the only people in the world where their religion is actually their race, right? Like they're not white, they're Jewish, and their religion is the Jewish religion.
Do you think that's because that their race almost got exterminated in the 40s? In the late 30s, because what was it? It went from a certain amount of million people to like 2 million.
Yeah,
and they just became a race of people that almost got extinguished off this planet because of one fucking person.
Because there's so many arguments. What is their nationality?
I mean, my friends that are Jewish are American.
That's but like, what's the original nationality for Jewish people? Like I
got a lot of friends that are Jewish and they consider themselves American. I mean, if they look at their heritage,
I don't get it either.
I mean, through so many marriages, they might just be like me, like one from Ireland and one from fucking Canada.
Like Sev says all the time that his wife is a Ashkenazi Jew. I don't even know what that is. That like the type of Judaism that they follow, or is that like a place?
Good question.
Like I really don't.
I think it's a place.
I really don't know. There's so many the way they even follow their religion. Like some Jews follow their religion one way and some other Jews follow their religion another way. Like that's a tribe. Yep. Okay. All right.
Do you think Iran was about a month away from making a nuclear weapon?
Probably. Well, I've heard those arguments. Probably not.
Okay.
I don't know, but I've heard Netanyahu say, like, even with the going into Iraq, that they were going to have weapons of mass destruction, and then they didn't.
Right. So chemical warfare, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm okay with Trump dropping bombs on Iran. I don't really give a fuck about that because I know they're not going to respond, whether they had a bomb or not. My only question is, when he withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal in 2018, the only thing he then implemented was economic sanctions, which are fucking useless. They're irrelevant because they didn't do anything to cripple Iran. They're still fine. But what that does do is allows Iran to do whatever the hell it wants with its enriched uranium, because the program that they currently had with Obama, which a lot of people say is weak, all enriched uranium was taken out of the country every month and brought to France, turned into nuclear rods, brought back to Iran and used as energy. And then the spent fuel, which was then plutonium, was removed by Russia. That was the deal. The centrifuges went from like 20,000 down to 6,000. And by all accounts, there were thousands of inspections done. So he eliminated it in 2018 because he didn't like it. He thought it was shitty. And there never struck a new deal. And Biden was so fucking dumb and so old and retarded that he didn't do anything either. Did that allow Iran the chance to then make a nuclear weapon? So did Trump create the problem is what I'm asking.
Well, from what I've heard, they've all kind of created the problem.
Yeah.
Like every administration going all the way back to was it Clinton?
Yep.
Like they all created the problem. And then also too, the other thing I hear all the time is, why did every single president or presidential candidate say Iran can't have nukes? Every single one of them said that shit. So my inclination is to be like, yo, they can't have nukes. I'm just a regular person. I don't know why they can't have nukes, but every person in power in this country at some point running for the presidency has said Iran can't have nukes.
Right, because they have said they're going to drop it on Israel. But here's the thing. Iran is not run by a madman. It's run by a fanatic, but he's not the guy from North Korea. You could probably say he's a madman. Maybe not, but that I would be worried about that motherfucker. Iran knows if they drop a nuclear bomb anywhere, their entire nation is going to be destroyed within the hour. Whether it's us who responds, or Israel, who has many nuclear weapons, or Pakistan, or China, or Russia, all fucking the country's gone. And I don't think the Ayatollah would ever do that because they know. So they're just going to destroy Israel so they can get destroyed on their own?
So what's risking it for the biscuit then?
They're not going to do it. They're just...
Carl's entered the chat. I know, buddy. I know. Carl's in the chat. Non-nuclear proliferation treaty.
If Iran had a nuclear bomb, in my opinion, they would never use it. And I bet you most educated people in Washington would agree with that. I don't think it's a bad idea to keep them from having it, though, because they have said that they want to destroy all Jews. But they won't, because it would be at the expense of their entire. There's like 30 million people in Iran, isn't there? More than that? They'd all be extinguished within a couple of hours. Every single one of them would be incinerated by a barrage of nuclear weapons from us. What's the win there for Israel or for Iran?
Does it? I don't know. Just the idea of people just even having.
I'm with you. I'm fine. That's why I'm okay with Trump trying to destroy their centrifuges. Go ahead. I don't care. Whatever. All the liberals get mad. They're just looking for something to get mad at him about. I mean, Trump is an emotional guy. He drops bombs, and I think the main reason he did it is so he can go on TV and tell you how fucking tough he is.
You really don't think? I very much feel like Trump does not want war. Like I very much feel like he doesn't, and this was his last like shot at.
I don't think he wants war either, but I think he wanted to drop those fucking bombs. He knows that.
So you thought you don't think he did it because he thought that was the way that he was going to end this in 24 hours?
No, because it didn't end it in 24 hours. And if they want to start making nukes again, they'll start making nukes again.
I know they even said something like it'll push it back another 2 years instead of whatever. But still, that's a big I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Tyler and I tried to have a really good conversation about this. He's got a take that I'm interested in. That's like countries should have the ability to defend themselves in any way that they want. And the U.S. just can't go around being like, hey, you can't have this. Hey, you can't have that. Hey, you can't. Whatever.
I understand that argument, right? Like we in the United States, if you tell your next door neighbor you can't have a gun, it's unconstitutional and you should be thrown out of the country. But here we are policing the entire world. Even if you know your neighbor is a psychopath and that he's probably going to take that gun and go shoot 1 million people, you still can't say anything to him about it because it's against the law. But we go and police the world. I kind of understand it. You know?
Yeah,
it's a tough one.
Is this bad? Am I about to be liberal if I say this? If I know the guy next door is a fucking psychopath.
It's common sense.
Oh, you can't do the Inception thing. I get that. Like, you can't be like, hey, I think he might, or in the future, he might do this shit. So he can't have X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. But Augie, you say you can't, we have to protect ourselves first.
Or Minority Report. Sorry, the Minority Report.
Protect ourselves from psychos we know that are walking around in the United States. In some states, they're still allowed to go sweat when they're in treatment for with mental illness. And as far as I'm concerned, I want to protect myself from those people before I'm worried about fucking Iran.
Megan, I think the idea that the idea that Tyler and I were kind of going back and forth is that you don't know what someone's intention is. You might have a really good idea that Iran might want to drop nukes on everybody, every fucking buddy, but I think that's the point some of the other people are trying to make is that you can't just take their shit away because you think they might do something.
Yeah.
So
it's so
I say take it. Like I don't have a problem with that. If you think I'm going to shoot somebody, take my shit away. Like I'm fine with that.
Here's the thing. If Russia or the United States ever launch a nuclear weapon, it's over for all of us. You know that, right? There's a couple of great books out there. Trump was actually talking about them. I can't remember what the woman's name is. She wrote a book. It's called Nuclear War. It's one of the few books I've read in the last 5 years. It is the scariest goddamn thing ever. She is an expert in it. And she says, if Russia launches one, then we launch one, they want, and then they're all gone. And then the world will be nuclear disaster. So that's why we're never going to launch one. Russia knows this. We know it. China knows it.
Why do we even have them then? Shouldn't we all just not have them?
It's the worst. You wish that you could disinvent it. It's the worst invention ever, because they're literally the only thing, not climate change, like these wackos that think, oh, the glaciers are going to melt. None of that is going to end this planet. The only thing that could do it is nuclear war or one of those big asteroids that I guess could hit us. That's it.
Joseph, what happened? They're also allowed to come onto podcasts and be idiots. Listen, I enjoy it. I don't mind. I'm trying to learn shit. I don't know a lot about this shit.
You have to have a certain IQ to come on a show like this, so don't worry, you won't ever be on.
Listen, I don't have the IQ to be on a show like this, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
I think you do.
Okay. Before we go, oh shit, this was we did this quickly. Let's get into ICE real quick.
All right.
That's Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy, what's up, my man? They chant death to America and Israel. They fund terrorist groups, but we shouldn't do anything about it. Listen, I already said Candace Owens is nuts right now. I don't even know what she's talking about. I also think the same shit. And I watched that dumbass show with Jillian Michaels on it with her, it's the girl talk thing. It's it's supposed to be the conservative version of The View. And it's funded by PBD or whatever. And I was like, no, I can't do this. They just yell. It's the same shit.
Some people think the United States is funding terrorism, depending on who you talk to.
And I get it. I understand. I agree with Augustus up there. But okay. I'm sorry, dude. My bad. It's solely an arms race. All right, ICE. Let's get into ICE.
All right, let's do it.
So Holman was just on a podcast, and then, they have the whole thing running around. Is this an actual, I'm going to give this a shot. Is this an actual phone call, or is this? Hello?
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, are you still out?
What?
Iran.
Oh, no.
It's Seema.
Oh, hey, Seema. What's up, girl? Yeah, we can still go. We were about to switch to ICE, but we can still do Iran if you want to.
Well, Jeremy's comment. So it's a very people in Iran that chant death to America. It is taught in schools there. So the same few people in the South that have a Confederate flag, do they represent America? No. The vast majority of the Iranian population.
Let me see if I can fix this. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me see if I can. You're popping a lot.
Did she say that they are teaching that in Iranian schools or not teaching that in Iranian schools?
I think she said they're not teaching it in Iranian.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
I think I know where she's going.
Let me see. I want to try to.
From Israel said, or about Israel, he even said it's Yemen, not Iran. And Sevi agreed that he had it wrong because he regurgitates whatever the fuck Greg says and doesn't do his own research.
Seema, go back like 2 minutes. I had to reset the Bluetooth because you were popping like crazy and we couldn't hear you. So go back to what did you say, Pat, about?
She said that, did you say that they're taught to hate America or they're not taught in Iranian schools?
They are not taught in Iranian schools. And the guest that Sevi had on.
Yeah,
it was
and then you went to an example in the United States and the South, which we couldn't hear you.
So what I'm saying is there's a small sector in Iran that chants death to America. And it's the same sector as you would look at in the South, like those who raised the Confederate flag. The vast majority of Iranians are under the age of 45, meaning 80% of the population of Iran does not support, for the whole part, the regime that is there. When the bombing happened in those specific locations, my cousins and people we all thought would be like, oh my God, like this is awful, we need to strike them back. And what they actually deferred to was, thank God they're getting rid of this horrible regime. So I don't want people to think that it's all 100% of Iran. It's the same situation as like saying like the Ku Klux Klan or whatever. There's a few minority that are being held in government. So when they were bombed, we were thinking, oh, this is horrible for our families. No, actually, they were happy that they're trying to get rid of this regime. Now, if you want to go to nuclear proliferation, first of all, there are like 12 different stages of enriching uranium, of which we faked thousands of reports or hundreds of reports in Iraq and then found them not to find any. Well, Iranians are very smart and they're very good at enriching uranium. They've only done it to a certain point. And if you're going to hate Iranians and you're going to hate Iran, hate them for the right reasons. The reason why we don't trust them with a nuclear bomb is because during the Iranian hostage crisis, they broke international law. So while we went into Iraq and we faked it and all that, we followed international law. So this idea that we should hate Iranians and they should not have enrichment is based on that they can't follow international law and they frequently go around it. We agree that if U.S. and Russia launches a nuclear bomb, that the world would be over. Fine. The reason why we don't want Iran to have it is because of what I said. Iran knows that if they push the boundaries, that they can try and get their economic sanctions lifted. So this whole thing about like, do they really? Iran don't need a bomb. They don't care. They already know how. They could make it if they wanted to. The point is that if you're going to hate Iran, hate them for the right reasons. They can't follow international law. That's it.
Okay.
Good points.
That's fair. I get it. I don't think from what I read, I don't think that Trump wants a regime change or is going to push for a regime change or whatever, the same way that I
think he wants it, but I mean, he tweeted about it and then he took it back smartly, but I think we all do. I mean, she's right. Iran is extremely progressive with its younger people. They are not like the fucking hijabs and that's not how they want to live.
Are we just doing this to like make like the terrorist groups that they're funding chill out? Like, are we just doing this to make Hezbollah chill out? And
I think that the Ayatollah still lives under the rock that the Iran was living in the 80s and 90s.
Gotcha.
So she's right. Like the people that are in charge, they're the problem. But the majority of people that live there are extremely progressive. Iranians. I mean, she seems to be an expert.
Yeah,
elaborate more on that. But my wife's a huge lib and reads all about this shit. And she says Iranians in general are not a problem, but the people in charge are.
Correct.
Oh, she's still here. Cool.
Yeah, I don't kick Seema off. All right, nope. Seema can stay however long she wants to stay. What's up, girl? Is that the thing for Israel too? Because that's the other thing that I hear a lot is that there's a lot of Israelis and Jewish people that don't like Bibi Netanyahu, or don't like the government, but still want Israel to be prosperous and whatever, but they just don't like Netanyahu and the government.
Yeah, I don't really know that situation as well. I mean, I think that it's important to understand that you need to follow the money because basically the straits of passing oil through both Iran and near the Gaza Strip, I can't remember where, it's not the Suez Canal, but it's a different one. But, what happens during these negotiations between Israel and Palestine is that they follow certain restrictions that go back to biblical times. So Israel, when they go meet and do these peace treaties, they actually have a lot of economic situations in there. And one of them is that Israel is a more clean culture. whereas Muslims, for whatever reason, don't need as much cleanliness. And so during these negotiations, Israel actually gets allotted 4 times the amount of clean water than Palestine does. So
wow. Okay.
when you go to these nuances of like, why are they fighting? Follow the money. What has Israel done with all that water? If you look at Israel, they've created some deserts into the most rich agricultural land in the world. The biggest, best, tastiest fruit and vegetables you've ever had, comparable with California. So Palestinians, they don't have as much water and they haven't done as much with it. And I don't know why, but I'm just saying, like, when you're looking at these wars and treaties, look closely at where resources and water is going.
Gotcha.
Water and oil, basically.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Seema.
Just shouting death to America, hating them for death to America is not a good reason, because it's a very low lying argument that Sevi uses, and it falls back on the fallacy of, I don't know which fallacy it's called, but basically stop relying on the emotions of whatever Sevi is trying to incite in you about death to America, when that's not the true situation. If you take a 30,000-foot view and a 5,000-foot view, you see that this is about the regime, this is about resources, this is about tons of other things. So take it for what it's worth. But
yeah, it's a low information voter take. Clearly Jeremy hates Iranians. He keeps saying that he doesn't hate Iranians, but we know he's our. I'm just kidding, Jeremy. You don't hate Iranians, but
Jeremy hates one Iranian, and he likes to pick on people. So good for him. But like, it's not. I don't understand. Like, your argument has to be better than they shout something.
Exactly.
At least come to me and say, hey, Israel gets 4 times as much water as Palestine. I think that's not fair. That seems like a reasonable argument to me.
All right, girl. Thank you. Yeah, next time we'll do part 2 with we're gonna have to have a 4-pack. Oh Lord, no, I don't know who you are. Go away. But no, I had these weird phone calls the last time. I'm not doing that again. But yeah, we'll have to have you back on and do part 2, Seema, for sure.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks. Bye, girl.
All right, let's talk about the one great thing Trump has done since he's been president, and that is.
Yeah, I know. We got yeah. Okay, let's go.
What are you doing with ICE?
So I've had some other conversations about this ICE thing, and the thing that I've heard mostly is that people are very upset that you're going into Home Depot and Shop and Stop and Walmart to get family members and hardworking people that just want to find a pathway to citizenship, right? Outrage over that, protests, burning shit,
blah
blah blah, whatever. I think my question would be: are we also outraged at the fact that we have like citizens defending illegal immigrants that have committed like serious felonies?
Yep.
Because that's my outrage.
Yeah.
Like, and I am outraged over going into Home Depot. I don't want you going into fucking Home Depot and getting mom and dad that want to just find a way to get citizenship.
Right.
But also, like, fuck you for protecting motherfuckers that are part of 8 million gangs and molested kids and killed women. Like,
it's 100% Joe Biden. 100% his fault. I remember somebody asked him about it in like the second year when clearly the border was just a fucking catastrophe. And he said something like, I've done all I can do at the border. That's when, it might have even been in his first year, where I was like, wow, I voted for the wrong guy. And I was totally happy with admitting that. How pathetic he was. You're the fucking president. You could do whatever the hell you want at that point when it comes to border security. The one thing I'm fine with Trump's go in, get these people. If you're here illegally and you didn't pursue it, you didn't claim asylum, you didn't do it the right way, unfortunately, it's got so out of control that you have to go. What I don't like, and I don't know if there's an answer to this, is the 5-year-old kid who's brought here, or a 4-year-old kid or 3-year-old kid, and he's now 25 years old. He's gone to college. He's got a job. He's got a family. Why is that guy getting deported? He didn't cross the border on his own. He didn't do anything illegal. His parents brought him. And there's a lot of those getting, I feel like you can make an exception for that, right?
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
It's simple.
Yeah, I don't listen, I feel like I get the notion and I get the idea that, hey, if you come across the border illegally, you committed a crime.
Yep.
Like I get that.
Yep.
And so, but I think there's a way for those people that are just trying to get the American dream to have a pathway to citizenship in a reasonable amount of time, right? I'm not saying it has to be done that day. I'm just saying in a reasonable amount of time. But I don't know, man, to just the people that have crossed over the border like 3-4 times, committed so many ridiculous crimes, not even baby crimes, not even like
they have no respect for us. They don't
yeah.
think we follow the laws. I get the fuck out. I don't care how he gets them out. I like the tough guy aspect of that. What's his name? The guy you're talking about, the ice guy.
Oh, Holman.
Holman.
Yeah.
Tom Holman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got no problem with the guy. Listen, the laws are laws, unless of course you storm the Capitol, then you get pardoned. But everything else, you come into this country illegally and especially commit a crime, see you the fuck later. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it.
Wait,
good job, Donnie.
Is this real?
Good job, Daddy Trump. You the fucking man.
Daddy Trump, baby. Wait, is this real? Bernie Yannon, Home Depot has foreign embassy status for persons illegally in our country's sanctuary stores. No, that can't be.
It's pretty funny though.
Because if it was like, yo, 7-Eleven should be too. Because
Yeah,
the 7-Elevens around this bitch are like legitimately.
Bernie Yannon's like,
he's hilarious.
Secretly the most funny guy in the chat.
Yeah, he really is.
He really is.
But yeah, that was only my thing about it. I'm not mad at it. Megan, I think, said somewhere up at the top, sorry girl, I lost it, but said something like about the protests being just paid protests. I think the protests are real, but I think that there's paid bad actors in the protests.
Yeah, you listen, if there's paid people, how come nobody called me? How come nobody ever calls
stage?
me?
Okay, yeah, stage protests.
Like if they're paid, there were millions of people at those what were they called? The No King protest.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all over the country. I mean, Chicago, they were everywhere. So if there's millions of people and they're all being paid, who's got the 20 billion that's paying everybody $500 a pop?
Yeah,
I mean, what are they getting paid? Who's doing it?
I don't know. And it can't. I mean, I don't even know if it can be the Democrats, because have you even heard, like, a lot of the Democrat donors are pulling out now? Pause.
Listen, people were legitimately upset about it, and they had nothing to do on a Saturday, so they fucking went down and did it. There was a small one in Boston. It wasn't huge, and my wife was like, I'm gonna go down there. I'm like, you're not fucking going. She's like, what do you mean I'm not going? I'm like, I'm telling you right now, I'm not allowing you to go, and you're definitely not bringing the kids, because it's okay for you to go and protest. I'm fine with that. But if something bad happens that you're not a part of, you could get hurt. So you're not going. And she's like, man. But, I mean, you saw what was going on. People were getting beat. People were getting hit. You get a bunch of crazies that want to do something crazy. You could be a casualty there. So I didn't let her go.
We're going to do another one. We did the one episode on Seb's channel with Carl, and he walked through the protest. We're probably going to do another one. Yeah. To me, it looked largely peaceful, but it was early in the day. He said later in the afternoon there was like tear gas and shit, and like the weird shit started happening.
Yeah, people are drinking. They're on drugs. Yeah. By the end of the night, people are fighting.
And this too, they have no idea what they're protesting. It's weird. They just don't. And I get it. Don't like Trump. You don't have to like Trump. I've never understood for the life of me what going out and like, I guess, I don't know, taking out stores and businesses in your town and destroying your fucking whole area to do what? For what?
Things I've never understood. That what you just said. You want to looting, protesting, basically, beating up your own asshole is what you're doing. You're hurting your own community. The second thing is anyone, and I hope this isn't you, and if it's you, I'm not really trying to offend you, that goes to a political rally for any candidate that is not a very good friend or a family member. So if you go to a Joe Biden rally or a Kamala rally or a Trump rally, in my opinion, you need to fucking get a life. But there's millions of people that do it. I just don't understand it.
I'm not going to, but I went to one protest there, and I did the BLM protest at the beginning of BLM in our town, though. I wasn't like in the city. Like, I think I'm
okay with protests. I just don't. I'm saying the people that get out of control at those things. Like,
see, here we go. I don't understand this either, Carl. I'm about to read your shit. If you're gonna text me during a podcast, I'm reading your shit. He's sending me facts now. Since the 7th, 400,000 Palestinians have been killed. It's a genocide. They're also starving people to death in addition to just mowing the grass. Israel is a state. It's not a religion.
Okay, well, you can go to Fox News right now, and I bet you they'll fucking dispute everything he just said. In terms of the 400,000 and the genocide.
But what's the classification of a genocide? I need to know what this means. Is it because do they just want to wipe out every Palestinian
a race of people or the country? I'm guessing it's a race or religion, maybe.
So he thinks, just ask him if he wants me to read it. Like it's
read it.
But I don't even understand that. Like a genocide is you want to kill an entire race of people.
Yes. He's saying that Israel is trying to eliminate all Palestinians off the face of the earth so that they can feel like they're safe finally. And I kind of understand that take.
Okay.
But you just can't do that because not all Palestinians want to fucking kill Jews. Contrary to what Sevi says or anybody else says. It's just not the case. As a matter of fact, I would probably argue that the vast majority of Palestinians that were living there were just living their lives. And there was some crazy number. There's like 200,000 Palestinians that worked in Israel every day. If they wanted to kill Jews, wouldn't they be there killing them every single day?
But also, too, would Israel be killing Palestinians at that clip if they haven't done October 7th?
No.
So, like, they weren't trying to do it. It wasn't a thing that they were like, hey, let's do this today on October 8th.
They were provoked.
Like,
they were it was 9/11.
It's so hard for me. Like, no, do I want to see 400,000 people killed? No. Absolutely not. No. In any capacity.
Right. You can say the tactics. You can argue that. Like, hey, listen, your border's controlled. Palestinians are not coming over right now. Is there a way you can go in there on foot and take out Hamas and risk your own soldiers, or are you just going to keep firing missiles left and right and destroying this country? And that's what people are pissed off about. And I can see both sides.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I like Carl. Let him cook. Yeah, listen. Carl and I have had some great conversations. He's been trying.
Who's Carl?
HGR CBD.
Okay.
CBD.
Okay.
The CBD guy.
Yep.
He's an awesome dude, and he's willing to walk into any fire and talk to anybody and whatever. And he's had some really good. I've been trying to have conversations with people that I don't understand their take at all as much as I possibly can, so I can kind of try to understand it. Yep. So I get it, dude. Like it's, you don't want to see anything happen to babies. You don't want to see anybody bomb. If I had my choice, nobody would be bombing shit and nobody would have nuclear weapons. But unfortunately, we're here.
Stories. I mean, I had to turn the show off about what those guys did on October 7th. I mean, it's fucking horrific what those people did to the Jews.
It's horrific all the way around. War sucks, bro. Like war fucking sucks.
It does. And I it's fucking, I don't know. I know you're religious and that's fine, but religion causes a lot of fucking problems.
Oh, I'm happy to admit that.
Many of the wars have been fought over the differences of religion.
Of course they have.
Yeah.
Of course. No. I listen, I
get along.
I've studied the Crusades. I've studied all that shit. Like I know. I get it. But it's the way things, like people like to say all the time that it was only white people that had slaves. Yo, everybody had slaves.
Oh yeah, everybody did.
That was a fucking time. It was a time period. Everybody had slaves.
Everybody did. We just continued it in our country, and that's our country.
And right.
It was happening forever before that.
So we all fought with each other. Like everybody hated everybody. It was to get land, and that's what we did, and that's what happened. So, religion is great. Thinking yours is the only way is the problem. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Just,
unfortunately.
Same thing about
not everybody.
Same thing about being gay. Just stay out of my bedroom. Stay out of my
just be like me. Like, be an atheist, but love everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. I mean, whatever floats your. If you think the fucking kitchen table is making your life great and you want to worship it, by all means, go right ahead. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people from AA. They fucking have some crazy ass shit that keeps them from not drinking. Whatever the hell works for you, go with it. As long as you're not hurting somebody.
All right, let's end it on this. This is amazing because I didn't even know this shit happened. Oh, quiet. But there's actually a trans man in the WNBA, and I didn't even know this, dude.
Neither did I.
It's amazing. But here we go. We'll end it on for Pride Month. We'll end it on this.
First transgender and non-binary player, and I know you have been often celebrated for carrying that distinction. But what were some of the struggles that people maybe?
Yeah, she could totally be my sister. Oh, Pat, are you gone? Did I lose you?
No.
Are you confused? What's happening?
Fucking not even close to your sister.
Yo, look at that hair though. That is my hair when I don't have like a headband on.
All right, right now I don't see it.
Well, I mean, she has a mustache. I don't have that shit.
So the person on the bottom is a man that transitioned to a woman?
No, a woman that transitioned to a man.
Oh, okay. And she's playing in the WNBA.
Yes.
And I'm fine with that, right? I mean,
yeah, no, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
But
didn't see that you were going through.
I mean, some of the struggles are just the toll of being the first. Like, I have a deep gratitude and appreciation for people in history who've been the first, especially Black.
She's really saying she's the first butch lesbian to ever play in the WNBA, which is not true at all.
Yeah, not even close.
I played in 1997. Like,
folks, and so I know I'm in that line of folks who have had to blaze a trail. But what comes with that is like an emotional toll. It's like it's lonely and it's isolating at times to be the.
Yep, you're done with that.
Okay, I'm good.
This is your bravery thing, and I'm with you.
I'm so over that shit. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
and I was like blazing trails like that, and they asked me about it. I'd be like, I just want to play. You know what I mean? Like that's what she should have said. There is, look, I'm just here to play basketball.
Right.
That's it.
But she's gonna take her 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Be brave with it and like whatever. So and she gets to talk to Jamel Hill, who is also terrible, but that's fine.
A fucking the worst race baiter maybe in me
ever. Yeah, she's up there for ESPN. She's definitely up there. But yeah. So hey, Pat, listen, thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
I love doing this kind of stuff. I get to learn some stuff. I get to hear some different opinions. I love the chat. Thank you guys. Oh shit, Vindicate, you right. Brittany's been in there for years.
Jeremy, love you, buddy. Be nice. Be fucking nice to the Iranians. They're just people, dude.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate you as always. The boys have the head-to-head tomorrow. I think Gus is going to be on that show. I'm not really sure who they have going against him, but Augustus Link is the champ now, so he's going tomorrow.
Augustus is fucking fit.
He's fucking fit.
He is fit.
You gotta get Corey to do it, dude. Like Corey needs to
jump. He's fit too. And he did one of these, and he looked.
I know.
How old is Corey?
Corey's a little older than me, I think. Like 46, 7, maybe 45, something like that. He's fit. He's fit as shit. But is it CJ from Wad Prep? That's amazing.
He's awesome. I love CJ.
That is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see this shit. Jeremy, love you, Patty. Good show. If she is taking PEDs to transition to, I don't know. I don't know if she's allowed to. I don't think the WNBA has rules about that shit. So she probably is getting her little PEDs in there.
Yeah, they'll take anybody in the WNBA.
Yeah,
they need it.
All right, guys. Love y'all.
Later.
Deuces.